Hello, family. I hope you are all so well and all so conscious and all so aware through your mind, body, and spirit. And may your emotions truly be serving you for your greatest, highest good. Okay. So, I'm gonna roll a slip. And as we are here, we are always in balance of our divine masculine and feminine. I'm gonna pull some cards because I have a Pisces North Node, so yes. I've been really truly picking up on the subconsciouses of everything, and like it's deep. Like the symbolism that's going on in the world, the actions, the validations, the experiences. It's all truly here to trigger us in this Mercury retrograde, and not even Mercury retrograde, because it's like when so many planets are in retrograde, it's like, how willing are you to speak your truth when you are meant to really be in your head as an air sign? So it's like, how willing are you to be not only in your head but your subconscious? Definitely with this Pisces full moon. And I've been really reserving my channeling because it's like the world ain't ready. And where I am in the world, a trademark to start your own company is like a 2 to 3 year wait. And I'm like, am I really supposed to stay S-in the F up for that long, for that much longer? I don't think so. So like this Mercury retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Jupiter, whatever's in retrograde, it's like those houses of my planets really being like, hello, can you speak the F up instead of S the fuck up? Ooh. So their last attempt, the toxic masculinity and patriarchy. And we all have masculine and feminine energies in all of us. And like, I've really been contemplating lately, like, what is the Antichrist? Is the Antichrist maybe just masculine energy that is not about the feminine energy rising? Could it just be action-oriented beings that have yet to take action on true truth of enlightenment or of ascension or of, divinity? Why do we need to live in a life full of distortion and delusion where we all need to like supplement and, judge or compare, when really we need to just see ourselves and everything else that is outside of ourselves to truly know what our internal self is? I don't know. Or is the Antichrist the dark feminine in her power, knowing that truth offends people and truth pisses everybody off that does not have the ears to hear or the eyes to see, and to go outside of your comfort zone and truly speak that truth is going to piss a lot of people off. And a lot with me, like even, being a part of the collective willingly has been like, I'm not ready for people's judgments, but am I just not ready for people's projections on what my truth is truly triggering in them? So do I need to be more comfortable with triggering people from my highest dark vibration and my highest light vibration that I have the awareness to embody right here, right now, where we are in this current present moment? I don't know. And should I care what I say that pisses people off? Like, I have Sagittarius in So like legit, a lot of my purpose is to just question dogma and religion and collective consciousness and like truly take the fall to piss people off just so that maybe a seed will plant and they'll wake the fuck up. On their own accord, of course. But hold that space just to be like, you can do it. Yes, you can. So the strand I just rolled and I'm smoking is Space Queen. So let's pull some cards. I've drawn a few decks from the collection. And we will see what we will get into. Because during this Mercury retrograde, a lot of things are falling. And a lot of things are trying to reawaken. You know, like necromancy come back to life. It's like, okay, what consciousness are we going to? Is it the consciousness from the past that we're still running from, that is willing to rehash and willing to, you know, and able to experience that again? Or is it from past life or a place of low vibration where we feel that we need to experience that? Is it a pattern? Is it a belief? Is it for our highest good? Or is it to keep us entrapped? Speaking of the Dark Mother, Callie. Literally, Callie has been like projecting her energy into me, but I work a lot with Callie Ma energy. Just as the darkness that is the cosmos, that is infinite possibility, without light, without creativity, without existence within its own being. Just being itself with all possibilities without having the attachment of the outcome. And like one day, trust me, when I have like a more private platform where algorithms and shit won't silence me more than what they can, I will share more. But the world's not ready. And that's like going even back to like the trademark. Like, okay, so it gives me 3 years, 2 to 3 years to get my beliefs really in order to share them with the people of Earth. Because like, yeah, we're all here on this Earth, but are we from this Earth? Are we a part of the Earth? Are we connected to the Earth? Are we representation of the Earth, or are we just taking up space on the Earth? And it's one thing to be neutral from a higher awareness or consciousness, but to be neutral and ignorant, that's just contributing to the problem of which people choose not to see. Yeah, deception. Medusa? Deception. And she's like looking out into the icy cold, almost like Antarctica. And every card has like this mirror in it, like the oval, the egg. So what are we birthing? Are we putting our time and our energy and our consciousness, our daily life, you know, are we feeding what feeds us through deception? Because this means like, are we committing our energy to something that doesn't actually serve us? It's just the illusion. And what's the opposite of illusion? It is enlightenment, the light bearer. Are we choosing to stay stuck and stagnant because we're comfortable? Or because it's what has been taught to us? It's the reflection of our environment. Do we have the eyes to see what our environment has really produced for us? Has it produced stagnation, or has it produced elevation? Like, you know, like this is just an example I'm getting. You know those friends that you like don't talk to on a daily basis because obviously everybody's doing their own thing. They're not codependent. They don't need to like speak every day and like bitch about everything that's going on in their life. But then there's those friends that you maybe see once every random time. But when you meet, it's just like no time has gone by. You're still just that vibration and frequency that you embody, that is just a good vibe. And sometimes you need to see each other just to like revibe and like attune to the energy of which y'all capable of manifesting and creating? Or is it friends that you need to truly be around just to feed the consciousness that is deceiving you from your independence and your own selfhood, as in the self, thyself, the truth? You know, you have to think about cliques. Like, are cliques really healthy, or are they just, givers and producers to feed energy into the frequency of which you're stagnating in, if that makes sense? And this is why I always record readings and I'm going to say them because my voice gets all croaky. Empowerment. Segment. Fire energy. As we are in Sagittarius, balance, temperance, moving into Libra, with the Ankh at the right, at the bottom. And it's like usually the right goes up, I think, and the left goes down. But like, even I'm having like a hard time with my shoulder. I'm like, this pain has come out of nowhere. It's like almost like my right side has to be at obedience to my left side. Hi, Sophie. Sophie, hi. That's my kitty girl, Sophia, from the Gnostic text. Her mother. She loves that. She's having like a lot of spiritual experiences lately in the house. I was actually going crazy and like putting, I was told some wisdom once upon a time with your eggshells, and I use eggshells a lot for spiritual cleaning and of course for protein. But I was told to like rinse out your eggshells, put them in the oven at the lowest till they're dried out and bacteria comes out, and then to put them in an old pepper grinder and grind them around your house or any opening. So that's what I've been clearing, like using to help extra secure thy space. Empowerment, it's really about taking your power back. It's about knowing where your energy, your knowledge, your Gnostics comes from. It comes from within. It doesn't come from external 1313. It doesn't come from external validation. 4-4. It comes from as above, so below. How are you grounded? And what energy are you grounded in? Sophie starts shaking it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Paws down. With her right paw down and her left paw up. Everything is really symbolic. And like for the last couple days, I'm being like, that's so deep. Like realizing how... I'm so sorry. How the karmic cycle is so grounded in past life karma. On like, especially if you Pisces like having your house or like your chart or in your family, because we're leaving such an old toxic cycle. And this is literally the first year we're grounding the change, the new earth, heaven on earth. The golden age, and all of this is like real gold, sacral and sacral energy. What are we creating, not only as individuals but as a whole? And what are we intending and setting the intention for our Uranus and our Neptune energy, our collective consciousness? Do we wish for change and transition and transmutation, or are we just wishing that we do better than everybody else, knowing that we have every capable reason to see ourselves in everybody else and judge not, want not? Are we looking at the signs, or are we looking outside of ourselves and comparing ourselves to other people? Do we see what somebody else is receiving and not see ourselves as receiving that when we're manifesting what we want? And just because somebody got it before us, maybe they were on the game before us. Do you know what I mean? I've been watching Fate something on Netflix, like with the fairies. And I'm trying to like watch the last few episodes, but like I like when you binge watch something just to like disengage, I'm like, I can't even figure it out at this point. Like, obviously I need to do something else. You've had your 4 hours of binge watching. It is time to get the fuck back to life. Weird side note, I'm sure. Yeah, appearance, Medusa. And this is like deflecting or projecting. Like, is our appearance manifesting in our life by how other people's projections or sight to see us, or are we becoming the appearance of which we see ourselves? And she's leaning on the snake. Right hand mellow, left hand up, receiving from the subconscious, from a higher self, from our mother, from wisdom, from knowledge, more golden energy. And the snake is ready at her right hand. Anybody that tried to intercept or come between what she's taking action on, and male or female energies are the same. They're just a different manifestation of her, of she, of mother, as above, so below, the cosmos and the earth. And yes, we have God, but God is who we take action from our masculine energy after it receiveth from the feminine energy. Is our feminine energy pissed off, grieving, lacking, manipulating, insecure? Does she, 1717, does she love herself? And the masculine energy that we hold within ourselves will take action upon that feminine energy and manifest exactly what we are receiving from our own mind. All is archetype. Male, female, they could be receiving energy from a Jezebelic spirit and manifesting that through masculine and the feminine within. You can bring into a higher alignment your masculine energy before your feminine energy becomes that. That means grounding on the earth plane. But how are you getting that money? Are you taking it? Are you shrimping it? Are you manifesting it? Are you manipulating it? Are you slaving for it? Or are you just comfortable being who you are and having an exchange of energy? Are you receiving what you are giving through yourself, to yourself, from yourself, for yourself? And is every self external to yourself truly reflecting that upon yourself? If not, they're probably not at the same frequency or vibrational match and energy as the self that you are becoming. And then there is a lesson in that. There's a lesson in seeing people external to yourself not fully creating and validating and becoming and energetically returning how you see yourself. And as much as you want to see them as a self that they have yet to embody or awaken to or manifest or become or see themselves as, what you see cannot be over their life. That's not your will to push. Your will is to push yourself further than accepting what you know could be better. And this goes for us collectively, our water intake, our systems that are in control of what we live for. You want to raise rent on people that are earthbound and earthborn. You want us to pay for where we have come to lay our soul. Like I don't really see that as fair. But like why are our self-worth validated in the appearance of how we choose to societally move as a collective. Like, I'm not okay with people starving. I'm not okay with children being malnourished and malnurtured. I'm not okay with children being born out of manipulation or distortion or deception. And this is all of us. Our inner child is being born and created and taught to experience life through the environment of what we live. And trickery, like Jungle Princess in this card. My phone cover's little cracks, so like, of course, you're not gonna see so like clearly, everything's fuzzy. But this is like what reality we're living in. Is it fuzzy, or do we have a clear vision? And is our clear vision our full-time conscious contribution? And that's to ourself for self, but not being selfish, being of thyself, but enough to know that self-focused is self-awakened, it's self-actualized. It's not being naive, it's not being disattached or being unattached, it's not being disassociated with the bigger picture of what we do for ourselves, all others will experience. And our collective consciousness, like as the minds have said, is regenerating so quickly at an all-time high. So like every time we blink our eye, our collective consciousness of every single existing life form on this planet is thinking is doubling. And that means that if we are not in tune with our subconscious, our higher self, our true self, thyself, we are so easily manipulated and swayed by what 222, what everything is thinking on the planet. That's the suffering of animals that are in the wild, that are eating plastic and dying, that is destroying our earth. The rockets that are leaving our ozone layer and busting holes in it for what? To chase a dead planet? Why is our society so obsessed with death? Like, I've been really thinking a lot lately about how the Christ consciousness has been sacrificed, and everybody is worshiping the corpse of the man that activated that higher consciousness. At what cost? At what cost are we collectively sacrificing our humanity? Like, we worship death, but we don't worship the everlasting, the eternal, the consciousness. And it's sickening. You know, and a lot of us have been tricked for lifetimes and lifetimes. And the age of Aquarius is about transmuting and exiting the reincarnation into the same BS. Like those who know will know. And we have equality, Lilith. Cast. Aware, tamed wisdom, knowledge, because she was willing to be equal to what was dark and what was light, to know and understand what was willing to act on. And we really need to see things from a higher perspective, and also that there is a shadow and a light to all. Like we can say Jesus the man and Mary Magdalene the woman, that was the human form, carried all archetypes, you know, including Lilith and Lucifer, or the devil, and we all carry the devil within us if we were living in our negative mindset, our low vibration. The spirit of the devil is envy. It's grief, it's depression, it's jealousy, it's inequality, it is power, control, without willing to give our power and control, to surrender it, to know that when we uniquely authenticate ourselves away from the corpse oration that is our societal program, we can only ascend and transcend and shine. We can become the wisdom because we're open to knowing knowledge, and we can return to our higher self. Our roots aren't in the death of us. Our roots are in the enlightenment of becoming reborn, resurrected from the cross that tried to hang us, or the ropes, depending what your past life trauma is, or burnt at the stake because you spoke truth that people weren't willing to hear, or you lived in a vibration and a frequency and held energy that made people question every one of their beliefs. And that's okay. That's not on you. That's on them. Like, the more purification, the more people you piss off, the more you realize how you have nothing to do with that. Like, you legitimately are just the trigger. But, like, you didn't hold the finger. It's okay. I'm thinking this is a goddess or a feminine archetype from Peru, but I can't say it, so I'm not going to try. And purification. And what triggers you heals you. 9. New cycles are coming. I'm like, how many people do you have to explain yourself to that can't hear you? Or how many people do you wish to hear that can't feel you or see you because they don't feel or see themselves? We're entering a 26,000-year cycle, and some of us in our lifetime will be grounding this to the core of the earth, the hollow earth, the center of the universe, the new beginning through the waters, the 5G, through the vaccines, through the new age of enlightenment, the era of a new beginning. And the clouds are moving and the skies are blue. And we are creating a whole new consciousness through the water, through the moon, through what was old. And it's not going to be easy for any of us. And it's going to be, a life where we are a lot alone. But not that we are lonely, but because we need to have those conversations with our consciousness, with our subconscious, with the benevolentness that is above us, and with the earth that is below us. We're going to be crazy, but one thing that is guaranteed in this life is immortality. And, the old earth, all that was guaranteed to us after birth was death. Not love, not security, not nurturing, not our basic needs like home or shelter or water or freedom or speech or knowledge or wisdom or education or spirituality. But all of us who already had that taken away from us and manipulated away from us and tricked away from us, we are the founders and the grounders that show that, it cannot be taken from us. The new kings and queens of Eden and of life everlasting are awakening. And we are the founders the declarators, the discoverers of new earth through the ethers. And our ancestors are awakening back from the veil. And even this Halloween, like last Halloween was just like, well, like the last few Halloweens that I've like done the commercial Halloween celebration, I've realized how dark the energy was. So this Halloween, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to cook a feast for my ancestors. And I'm going to set the table etherically and physically. And we're going to eat. And we're going to, you know, if I didn't live in an apartment building, maybe trick-or-treaters will come. Like, whatever. I would give candy or whatnot. But it's going to be a day where I connect with the dead that are of my genes, DNA, and bloodline. Not to dress up like the Day of the Dead or be somebody else. I want to be with who I came from. You know, and as I'm seeing this, I see the moth or butterfly, you know, from the dark to the light. The transformation. Remembering where we came from and how hard our ancestors truly had to fight and awaken. I see like Aries sign, like the Godhead. This will be after the age of Aquarius, really grounding the divine into the golden age. And because the age of Aquarius is the star, stars is the cosmos, it is the light in the dark. What we do in this age is really going to recreate the divine here on earth. The serpent, the cycle of knowing ourselves, of the one body, and that we are all cells. The purification of the mind, and the new subconscious grounding. The age of Aquarius will be healing all that was tricked upon us, all that was taught to us against our highest good. Not all will make it, not all will choose to answer the call. But I know every single one of you that will hear this, or that call, and you will sound the alarm. And many will follow the light that you lead as a hermit. And knowing you as a good leader, the born leader you will be, you want them all to have their own footprints and imprint. Just as the Christ did once upon a time when he walked in the man's body named Jesus. Okay. Let's see. 3301. 333. That's my like independent number. We have Isis at the bottom before I shuffle. The goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. And a lot of this age of the healer is going to be bringing back sexual energy. Like if we can look back at how much sex has been used to manipulate us all. Sex sells, but does it sell the lie or the truth? Have you been tricked? Like, you know, are you tricked? Have you been tricked? Have you thought sex was going to be your outlet without sacred knowing of what that sexual creational energy can become? And you know, I'm all for pro-sex and blah, 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 but what's the intention behind the sex? Is it to heal? Is it to manifest what's good for both? Or is it used to manipulate your emotions or your power, your intention over something? And this is the Isis energy, the divine feminine coming over the darkness and awakening and bringing the dark feminine, lower vibrational archetypes and subconscious behaviors and impressions back to a higher frequency, as above, so below. Meaning that, you know, when you awaken that feminine within you and release her from the chains, the bonds, the toxic control that was before her, and allow her to be free. She's no longer bound. to those thoughts that people thought about her. And that's male or female body. It's just what people use their mind power to project on you is no longer of you. This goes for centuries and lifetimes. It's time of self-discovery and remembering and awakening. And this is a beautiful thing. We are the ones that are bringing the new age upon us. The yin, the yang, those within one body that are balanced between masculine and feminine. Those that are the Aum, the Alpha, the Omega. Ooh, I got those two. Let's shake these ones out. The red goddess, relieving the red world. The root chakra moving. Okay, so the next card that I was shuffling from. Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. The sisterhood of the rose, the Mary, the whore. The whore that gives love freely, willingly, at the cost of only her own. Knowing that no matter what comes between her, within her, in front of her, whatever she connects to, there is love within every experience of which she partakes and is involved in. And that the only thing that is willing to be birthed through her is her own intention. Her own love given is always going to be receiving of her highest, greatest good. Because she does not do to take or even to receive, because she already receives what she is meant to take action on from unconditional love. And it may hurt her in the physical, though her higher self knows that she is always birthing and creating, masculine or feminine, your left-hand path. The Empress, love, the builder, the creator, the one that is protected, because all that she do be thy prayer of the holy ones of grace, where the sinner becomes the saint, and where the sinner comes to a refuge, and where the saint learns truth. Your hands, what you put your hands on, is holy, and it is meant to heal. No matter what vibration, frequency, existence, or experience it is in, it is your highest of self. No matter what mistakes, no matter what patterns, no matter what beliefs that you've been continuing to give to, it is for a higher existence. For when we break chains and molds, we elevate all around us. Our world, our new earth. Okay, like this card's definitely gonna hit me where it feels good. Sarah La Callier, Queen of the Outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I always be in love. We have the anchor of the heart flame, the cross, as above, so below, branching. Seeing yourself in everyone, the crown of thorns, the unconditional love, the Christ energy, the one that gives love freely and expects nothing. And a lot of our lessons have been receiving nothing, but we receive ourselves back more and more the more we give. And for those that can't reciprocate or give us reciprocity, they're not willing to do the work, and that is fine, because they surrender to you all that is not theirs to give or to be. And the outsiders, is the malevolent ones, those that are kept from our consciousness because of the manipulation that has been placed upon us. But they are returning. And she is awakening within all of us. And shout out to the males that in a healthy way bridge the feminine and the masculine without needing to go too overboard. The cloak of invisibility is upon you, but you are awakening. Well, it's going to be time to shine and show yourself and commit to your destined purpose to make changes. Let that be through whatever creative venture that you are embarking on. Oh God, my shoulder. Like, sometimes I don't even know what happens. It's like in and out of our worlds. I probably got dropped off by a spaceship after fighting my way out of it. Abducted by aliens. I'm all the way up. And of course, this is a very sacred space where no energy that is not meant to be may enter. And if you are here, I know you're going to stay here and change who you are so that you may have access to the energy that is given and provided and willing to be taken if you so willingly happen to align to it. Angel joyfulness, something wondrous and magical is about to happen. Your ancestors, your angels, the rebirth, the enlightenment, your crown chakra, as above, so below. You're going to start creating things from your higher self, your high vibration. You speak your truth and finally stand up for yourself. You're going to free yourself and your ancestors from all this karmic debt. And all your ancestors are going to be waking and being around you and surrounding you and leading you to do a lot of things that even the conditioned self that you have been used to embodying is going to be like, WTF, are you sure? But it's beyond you at this point. You must facilitate and honor those that came before you. And that is going to be our Halloween. It's going to be surrendered to knowing who we are and what we're here to do. And it might seem crazy to the normal, to the norms, to the muggles, to the mundane. And that's okay, because those are the ones that kept us from vibrating at our highest vibration in past lives. And why would we give them time to even get to us? Anything other than a mirror and reflection of our gnosis, our gnosis, our gnostics, our gnostics, our noses and others. Live your soul, not a raw. Your inner wisdom, your inner knowing, that voice that calls and beckons for you to be yourself. This golden coin, don't let society, your family, your parents, what's on trend, socialism, societal norms, or other people tell you what to do. You do you, and know that as soon as you're authentic and you do you, the universe will mirror that. And you can stop mirroring everybody else, because you're not everybody else, nor are you meant to be. Just like real talk. Real talk on the walk. Have faith. Walk by faith, not by sight. Have faith in that fire, that flame that screams from within you, 4444. That electrifying vibration that when you are so far away from your truth, it hurts you. that makes you speak out of term, pisses you off, makes you piss everybody off. It makes you trigger people because you're triggered in yourself, knowing that being comfortable and compliant serves nothing and no one, especially you. To walk your own path, you're gonna cross a lot of people, and it's gonna piss them off. That's okay. What's really pissing them off? Is it their internal, or is it your external? I know what's pissing you off. Is it that your external, that is them around you, is not mirroring the internal that is crying to be set free? This means like cutting people off, friends, family, TV shows, whatever it is, and be decisive. You're gonna have to make a choice and go with it, commit to it. If your intuition or there's something inside of you that's, yelling and warning you and just so uncomfortable, that means it's time for change. It's too stagnant. This could be everything that you've been taught to believe your whole life. It could be everything that you thought you wanted for your whole life in front of you as your experience and your awareness is living the manifestation, but your soul is like, no, it's karma. Have the courage to be decisive and to really have the discernment to know if this is the experience that your soul is willing to have during the age of Aquarius. Okay. Go for your dreams. If at all, anytime, we could all manifest our deepest desires in a lifetime or an age, is now. It's now. Study your archetypes. So like Shango, if you want to be, a performer or a singer or an artist, know the archetypes and call that energy through yourself, for yourself, as yourself. Not like it's coming outside of yourself. It's coming through you because it is you. And the faith that you believe in, that you can hold or even see that energy within yourself, that you admire it, not only externally, but internally. And you can stop comparing yourself to others and admire yourself within another. That's truly when you become that version of yourself. Like, why not bless somebody knowing that you're blessing yourself as yourself, whether that be past version or the version that you're working towards being. Celebrate it. When you see something that you want or somebody close to you get what they want, and that's what you want, and you see them receive it, celebrate that. Because it's you knowing that that is you, and it's the universe showing you that you're so much closer to experiencing that yourself, to experience it secondhand, or like outside of yourself. From this deck. Imagine solutions. If there's situations you're in that have no solutions, it's time to create them. It's time to commit to you making the change. Action is required in this moment to planning. Bust out of your cocoon. And it's going to take change. It's going to take being uncomfortable. It's going to take loss and sacrifice of the old version of you. No longer willing to abide by what is. Only willing to transform into what should be and what you feel is destined for you. And be true to yourself. So first, must know self, yourself. External and not even external. Know yourself without attachment to anybody else. And be true. What is your truth? And it's okay if everything around you is pushing you to a new version of you because it's no longer validating your truth as what you once thought it was. That is evolution. It's change. It's adapting to our environment, but also growing it so that we can survive it from a different experience or evaluation of what it once was. You know, what is truth to you? Is truth to you being comfortable, or is truth evolving so much that you have to grow outside and above and away from what everything you once knew validates? Like your family. You know, like I remember one time I was telling my mom's like, oh, well, Grandpa said this. And I was like, okay. Grandpa, A, was like a child of the Great Depression, migrated, lived through World War II, and became an alcoholic. So I'm sure anything that muttered out of his voice was from wounds or from, lack. Or less than being closer to higher self. So it's like, what would any of that knowledge or wisdom or shadow even have to do with anything as of now? Like, what could that really teach you other than to manifest that back? Okay, we're gonna close this out. Divine doors. A ritual cleansing of pain and lies, arise and awaken. See a new sunshine. So this is ancestral shit. Put on some good music, dance, and set intention while your feet move. As your voice sings, as your voice talks, as you do you, as you clean, cleanse, organize, as you cook your food, charge up, bless out. And forgive yourself in this, and not forget, if you've had to learn lessons so many times and they've sneaked up on you in different forms, it's because you're clearing the 360. It's further beyond you. It's deeper than even what you can fathom. Surrender it to the ancestors, because at this point, it's their drama. And you're just the one to facilitate the healing. In the age of Aquarius, you dang star. Yeah, get it? Hula. Destiny. One door closes, another opens for you. Let the plans of destiny unravel true. Pass this card on. I pass this to you. Make that sacrifice. Close what is comfortable. Close what is almost or is what you manifested from the lower vibrational version of yourself. It's okay to get what you want and then choose that it's not even okay and that you want more. It's always okay to strive for more. It'll all be worth it. Right? That's that old version of ourselves. That's what no longer serves. Intuition. Oof. Ooh, I don't even know. It's in deep. I'm getting hot. It's into where I am right now. Intuition, simple, complex words of pain or words that heal. You come to know truth by the way it feels. And that's like for all of you empath, narcissist stuff. Whether that be, family through Judas, loved ones, friends, Judas, Jezebels. If you're an empath and you are definitely trying to enlighten and awaken and move forward with yourself or with others, and pain that has been projected upon your life through other people's decisions or actions. You know that voice in you when you've had enough and you just start word vomiting? It's like, do you regret finally releasing that? Or do you regret saying it? Do you regret how it made somebody else feel even though they're not willing to hear? Or do you regret holding on to your truth so much that you've put yourself in the predicament to have to speak so harshly? Does it empower you to release the breath of the dragon, of the heat, of that pent up shit? Because then that's some ancestral, definite pain. Or do you speak to project, to deflect, and put on another what you should be taking responsibility for? Not saying that you guys are the ones that, I know if you're going to talk shit to somebody, let them know your wrath. That's a higher vibrational wrath, and the responsibility is to the other person that's not taking accountability. And that's their own to internalize, because you're no longer going to let it project upon you. Anthony's call. There's an Anthony I once knew that I would love to have a call from so we could reconnect, but that's me and Mercury retrograde. And actually, I think, okay, I admit this about myself. I can almost find anybody that I don't know, because I'm not a social media girl. If I look for somebody, I can find them on social media. And I think one time I tried to I was going through awakening, and I was like, oh, I just want to say thank you and express to somebody that I once knew how much of an influence they were in my life, even though at the time I couldn't see it, and it probably reflected to them something they didn't want to see and made them question who they were, blah blah blah. I just want to clear up that energy. Probably creep them so out, and that's okay, because now looking back, okay, I was creepy, but my soul needed that, so it was worth it. So funny. And thanks to my spirit, safe and sound, all things that are lost so can be found. I don't know if I want to clarify this or just leave it. Don't stop, believe it. Everything you want is manifesting. Also, not gonna sing good because A, I'm not sure I can, and B, I don't want to play. So I'm just gonna get one of these Ocean Zen Tarots because I brought them out, and I feel like we're gonna clarify Anthony's card. I never put these in this. Consciousness. Okay, clarify Anthony's card. Politics. Another snake. consciousness, awakening. What we speak is manifesting. What we're praying for, what our heart is evolving for through our true flame within. It's like cosmic consciousness, the mothership, the wings through the air, taming our thoughts and negativity that curse ourselves, or releasing those that put us in our head and make us think of chaos and lack and, hunger, the distortions. Like a little side note, mother is angry, and like I've met archetypes of mama angry. 10101 was just on the floor. Okay, like awakened off the chains and out of the gate. Now that mother, like the dark mother, is returning into whole, and a lot of us are transmuting that energy collectively. Like she's like, I'm like, she might just exhale. Like we gonna flood. Like the water levels are rising. The subconscious is. I just get hot thinking of that. I'm like, damn, she wasn't gonna sneeze and we all gonna drown. Like, what are we gonna do? I'm still not sure if that's a bad thing. I'm like, I'm pro new civilization, okay? Let the strong survive at this point. And that's just like one of those harsh truths that nobody wants to hear, but it's like, is it wrong? Because the truth doesn't care about how you feel. It just is. Mark Passio. If you don't know him, check him out. He's from Philadelphia. Okay. Politics. 7. The politics of the world. Of the distortion. Of the darkness that has not been able to have light given to it. The mask, the facades. The delusion. The delusion. All that was hidden is creatively awakening within all of us light beings. Her willing to change the picture. This is Empress. Her willing to rebirth through love, the whores of the world. Rise up. And let me just put this out there because I've said that word twice and I don't want it to trigger anyone. Those who love freely at the cost of their own self. Meaning, let them love and let them learn and let them sacrifice their old self to become their higher version of self and to know their self higher. 10313. Mirror. We are mirroring ourselves in every single person that we come into contact with. Everyone we judge, we hold within ourselves. Are we going to create new earth? Or are we going to need that big sneeze? The lotus, the new beginnings, the moon, as above, so below, the cycles that have been created from the earth plane, from the old, growing, the stars were reborn. The waters are replenished. And it is the time for the grand awakening. Change the world. The yin and the yang in the middle. And this reminds me, the zodiac, yes. How many zodiacs are here's the other one in there? No, that's fine. Like the inner earth, the elements, the ethers, the cosmos. The consciousness is changing. And this reminds me of the Aztec, what do they call that thing? I don't even know. But how they're like, the new 2012. Did I just say that at the beginning of the video? I don't even know. How the consciousness is like doubling, like at a rapid speed. This is the Grand Awakening. 2021 was the true 2012. See it how you want to see it. It was the same. Even the 2000, I legitimate thought that the millennial, like, I had an emotional year that year. I was like 13. But like 2021, when Saturn and Jupiter were in retrograde, holding us into alignment as we're going into the age of Aquarius. Like, it's already written in stone. We've already won. So stay grounded and stay connected to the highest. Stay high. Anything that's trying to pull you down, I'm gonna end it here. Stay blessed, y'all. Remember who loves you. Literally everything, even if they don't understand what love is.